The fog clung to St. Sybil's like a shroud. Twisted skeletal trees clawed at the fading light, their branches scratching against the decaying stained glass windows. This was a place where shadows stretched long and secrets whispered on the wind. Built in 1888, the church had stood empty for nearly a century, a decaying monument to a forgotten faith. Locals whispered of dark rituals and unholy sacrifices within its walls, tales passed down through generations like a chilling inheritance. No one dared approach after dark, no one except them.
Double dog dare you.
Don't be stupid, Mark. This is a bad idea.
Scared, Em? Just 10 minutes inside, then we can grab some burgers with Mark's money.
Guys, maybe we should just go. This place gives me the creeps.
The air inside was thick with dust, swirling motes dancing in the faint beams of their flashlights. It felt as though the very atmosphere was alive, whispering secrets of the past to those who dared to enter. Each footstep echoed eerily in the cavernous space, bouncing off the high, vaulted ceilings. The sound seemed to linger, as if the church itself was reluctant to let go of the intruder's presence. There was a palpable sense of unease, a weight that seemed to press down on them with each step deeper into the heart of the church. The darkness seemed to grow thicker, more oppressive, as if it were a living entity. The pews were overturned, hymnal pages scattered like fallen leaves. It was as if a violent storm had swept through, leaving chaos in its wake. A single stained glass window, depicting an angel with shadowed eyes, remained intact, casting an unsettling mosaic of colors across the floor. The light that filtered through seemed almost otherworldly, adding to the eerie atmosphere. As they ventured deeper, they discovered a hidden chamber behind the altar, its entrance concealed by a rotting tapestry. The fabric crumbled at their touch, revealing a passage that seemed to lead into the very bowels of the earth. The air grew colder here, the smell of decay intensifying. It was as if they had crossed a threshold into a place where time had stopped, and only the remnants of forgotten horrors remained. On the floor, scrawled in what looked disturbingly like dried blood, were strange symbols, a language none of them recognized, but that sent shivers down their spines. The symbols seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy, as if they were a warning from the past. Section 4, The Price. A low whisper, barely audible at first, seemed to emanate from the walls themselves, as if the very structure of the church was alive and breathing. It was a sound that sent chills down their spines, a chorus of voices whispering their names, beckoning them deeper into the darkness. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, as if the shadows themselves were speaking. The laughter died in their throats, replaced by a primal fear that tightened their chests and quickened their breath. Their eyes darted around, searching for the source of the whispers, but finding only darkness. Panic began to set in. They could feel the weight of the church pressing down on them, suffocating them with its oppressive presence. They stumbled back towards the entrance, only to find the heavy oak door slammed shut, the sound echoing through the empty church like a death knell. The realization hit them like a punch to the gut. They were trapped. Frantically, they rattled the handles, kicked at the wood, but it wouldn't budge. They were trapped. Desperation clawed at their minds as they searched for another way out. Then, they found it. A leather-bound journal, hidden beneath a loose floorboard. The discovery brought a brief moment of hope, quickly overshadowed by dread. Its pages told a horrifying tale of the church's origins, of a malevolent entity that demanded sacrifice and feasted on fear. The illustrations were grotesque, depicting scenes of unimaginable horror. The final entry, scrawled in a shaky hand, sent a wave of terror through them. The church demands a sacrifice. The words seemed to pulse with a sinister energy, sealing their fate. Section 5, The Escape. A shadowy figure, barely discernible in the gloom, began to stalk them through the church. The air was thick with tension, every creak of the old wooden floorboards amplifying their fear. It moved with an unnatural fluidity, a predator toying with its prey. The figure seemed to glide rather than walk, its movements almost hypnotic in their eerie grace. Their flashlights flickered, threatening to plunge them into complete darkness. Each flicker was a reminder of their vulnerability, the thin beam of light their only defense against the encroaching shadows. Screams echoed through the desolate halls as the entity closed in, its presence a suffocating weight upon them. The walls seemed to close in, amplifying the terror that gripped their hearts. Driven by pure terror, they managed to break a window, shards of glass falling away like glittering teeth. The sound of breaking glass was a brief, jarring relief from the oppressive silence. One by one, they squeezed through the opening, slicing their hands on the jagged edges, desperate to escape the nightmare unfolding within. Blood mixed with sweat as they pushed through, their breaths ragged with fear, but as they stumbled away from the church, their relief was shattered. The night air was cold and unwelcoming, a stark contrast to the suffocating heat inside. Liam was gone, pulled back into the darkness by an unseen force. His disappearance was sudden, a cruel twist of fate that left them paralyzed with shock. His screams echoed in their ears, a haunting reminder of the price of their curiosity. The sound lingered, a ghostly echo that would haunt their dreams. They never returned to St. Sybil's, forever haunted by the memory of that night and the friend they left behind. The church became a symbol of their loss, a place where their innocence was forever shattered. The church remained, shrouded in fog and whispered rumors, a testament to the darkness that lurks just beyond the veil of reality. It stood as a silent guardian of secrets, its walls holding stories of fear and loss.